What's going on, everybody? Here we are again, Sniper 28 and Red Vinyl. We're back at it, and it's time for the next portion of the videos, which is we're gonna do sniper rifles in this video. Red is going to do the charge rifle and the longbow, and I am going to explain the triple take, and then we're going to move on to the other energy weapons, which are the devotion and the havoc. So in this video, Red, if you want to go ahead and start with the longbow, let's go back to that one because it's a heavy weapon.
Wait, I didn't even pick up the longbow.
Oh, that's all right. Just go ahead and pick it up.
I have two versions of the charge rifle.
Okay, well, if you want to do charge rifle first, that's fine, and then we'll just go back to the longbow. But you go ahead and go ahead and start out with the charge rifle. When you're done with that, I will go on to the triple take, and while I'm explaining the triple take, you just run over and grab a longbow, and when you're ready, you just start explaining that one. So go ahead and tell us about the charge rifle.
Okay, with the charge rifle, it's if you're really good at sniping and you like he demonstrated saying about the longbow. If you're just a total badass with sniping, charge rifle is one of the good sniper guns to use, especially if you want to be a camper and just camp all the time. But I mean that's any game personally. But me, in my opinion of the charge rifle, and it not only knocks down the armors of your enemies, but you would have to find the right the stocks and the sniper. Me personally, the sniper threat, the 4 times to 10 times, is it'll just be able to make you see everything. So I have basically 2 versions of the charge rifle. This is on level 1, and you see it does a lot of damage. Absolutely. On these.
Absolutely. The charge rifle is an energy-based weapon, and it shoots a straight beam of energy at your target. And when the initial beam hits, it drains a little bit of damage.
Even if it's not close range, like this one right here, it only gets to 87%. But if I shoot out there to that one, it's gonna be like 60 to 90. I don't know why I didn't get to 90, but we're gonna switch to my other one with the digital threat and the purple stock. Now, obviously, you can zoom this through anything, and voila, 90, 90, 90, bitch. Sorry, I do get cocky with this gun. They really
the charge rifle it's a pretty decent weapon. If you like it and you want to use it, it is very, very powerful. I do believe they've already nerfed it because so many people were just destroying their opponents with that weapon. So the charge rifle is insane. But like any sniper rifle, you know, you probably want to put some kind of scope on it. I do believe. Let's see, what else does the charge rifle take in terms of attachments? Red. A scope, and what else? Does it take a stock, right?
It takes a stock, but it don't take any of the chokes or the barrel stabilizer. It just does. Yeah,
just put a stock on it for the aim drift. Absolutely.
This kind of stock.
Absolutely, for the aim drift.
That is kind of one of the bad things about the charge rifle, but in all terms, it will knock your opponent's armor completely out.
Absolutely.
That's why I love using it, because me being totally gruesome in the gameplay, I like to use it just to fuck with everybody's armor.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's a pretty decent description and demonstration of the charge rifle. Let me pick it up and let me shoot it on so that people watching my screen will see it. And I will choose a, let me get a 4x8 variable scope. Okay, so check this out, guys. This is a pretty decent. So you aim and just hold a button down, and it does initial damage, and then you get a burst at the end. If you can see that, this gun is insane, guys. But yeah, you know, Tasha just gave us a pretty decent demonstration of that. So having said that, I'm going to pick my Havoc back up and put its attachments on it because I'm about to explain that here in a bit. But before I do that, I am going to explain about the triple take sniper rifle because it happens to be my personal favorite when it comes to the sniper rifles.
To me, it's a good gun to use, but you would basically have to be sniping.
Yeah, that's what it is. The triple take is a sniper rifle. Absolutely. I wouldn't try to use it per se in a firefight with somebody up close and personal. No. The triple take is a sniper rifle, and it's my favorite sniper rifle, actually.
But see, I've always seen people use it in the middle of a firefight.
Well, you can use it in the middle of a firefight, but that takes time and practice.
Yeah, but like literally, if you do not know how to use it properly, don't use it during a firefight.
Absolutely. If you don't know how to use it properly, because it takes practice and time, guys. Trust me on this. I know what I'm talking about. But anyway,
me personally, it's a good gun to use. But if you're not like we both say, you're not used to it in the middle of a firefight, don't be using it. If you're just going to use it for sniping, you need to find somewhere high or make sure you're
like any sniper rifle,
isolated.
So, okay, so this is the triple take, guys. I mean, you can see it, you can look at it. That's the triple take. I have a pretty cool skin on it. The triple take is an insanely powerful sniper rifle. It is by no means the strongest sniper rifle, but it is a decent sniper rifle. It is one of the energy-based weapons, which the cool thing about the energy-based weapons is there's very little bullet drop. The physics of this game is real, so if you're using a G7 or a Longbow, depending on how far you're shooting, you'll have to compensate by by aiming above your target, because there will be significant bullet drop if they're pretty far away. But not with a triple take or a charge rifle. You shoot, and it doesn't really matter how far away the target is. You're going to have very little bullet drop, and that's what I like about it. Now, this scope that I'm using, this is a 3x scope, okay? That's a 3x scope. So, it's not one of my favorites, but hey, it's okay. So if I switch over to the next, well, let me go backwards a little bit. This is a 2x scope. That's a 2x bruiser scope. So let's see, that's 3x. Here is a variable scope. You can zoom in a tiny bit with that one. The other ones, as you can see, are better. Now, my personal favorite scope to use with this particular weapon is going to be the 2x4 variable scope. I love this scope with that weapon. You zoom in 2 times, and then you zoom in again. You zoom in 4 times. This gun is amazing with that particular sight on it. It is insane. Now, depending on if you have a weapon stock or not, which you definitely need one, because without a weapon stock, this gun is going to kick. It's going to kick. So even if you have a level 1 stock or a level 2 stock, or the best option, a level 3 stock, always make sure that if you can find one, which sniper stocks are everywhere, always make sure you have a stock on this particular weapon, guys. So now that's the 2x4 scope. Here is a 6x sniper scope. I love this scope as well, but that's only when you want to do far out sniping. I would not recommend trying to use that scope if somebody is relatively close to you. But it is a pretty decent sight, 6 times. The next one is the 4x8 scope, one of the best scopes on the game. You zoom in, you start out with a 4x zoom, and from there, you get an 8x zoom, and you shoot your target. Now, if I were to aim at the training dummy, look at this. Look how close. That's the bait. This is 4 times. You can still score a decent headshot. Now, let's zoom it in to 8. Look how close that is. You still, in 2 shots, 2 headshots, he was down, guys. Sniping on this game is actually really cool. It really is. So it just depends on your personal preference. But check that out.
Yeah.
Check that out, guys. Now, the best scope on the game to have is the 4x10 digital threat, and you can only get that out of supply drops, care package drops. But look at that. 8. What was it? What was it again? It was 4x10. So 4 times, zoom in 10. Look at that. Look at that. That is amazing with this particular sniper rifle. It is amazing. Now, before we go over to Red with the Longbow, let me just give a quick demonstration of the Havoc. I'll be relatively quick. This is an energy-based assault rifle. It is insane. This weapon is so strong. As with any weapon,
it is. It really is.
It really is. As with any weapon, you want to also always get a weapon stock. Purple is always going to be the best. And with this gun, its attachment, it has two attachments, guys. It can either have a turbocharger or it can have a select fire. If you had a select fire attachment to it, you can actually turn this gun into a sniper rifle. See that?
I did not know that.
Now, me personally, I don't use this gun for sniping. I use it in its fully auto capacity. In its fully auto capacity as an assault rifle. So without the turbocharger attachment, which speeds up its shooting, this gun has a wind-up time. Check this out, guys. You see that? Did you hear that? Do you hear that it winds up? It's for like a split second, half a second, or a second. You get a wind-up time. Now, it's a powerful weapon if you find it, but without a turbocharger, this gun makes you very vulnerable in a fight. So if you have a turbocharger, you put it on it, and what that turbocharger does is it reduces the auto-fire spin-up time for this weapon or the Devotion, which is another LMG weapon. But you put the turbocharger on, it automatically shoots. There is no auto-fire spin-up time. This gun is one of the best assault rifles to have in the game. It really is. I love this gun. Me personally, I will not. Sometimes, most of the time, I won't play with it without a turbocharger. But if you find a turbocharger, it is so worth it to pick this gun up and run around with it, because this gun is insane. Now, also remember that, like most other weapons, it kicks. It has recoil, guys. So you'll have to learn the recoil pattern and adjust your shooting, adjust how you shoot, adjust your aiming accordingly. Because if you don't learn the recoil pattern, that could be the difference between life and death in a firefight. What are your thoughts, Red?
Me personally, like you said, you have to have that oh my god, I can't speak. The turbocharger on it. For it to be a really badass gun. But you know, just without it, it really does make you vulnerable. I do use it because sometimes I am caught in the middle of a monkey fire, and I don't like to be that duck being barbecued by the monkeys. So
the duck being barbecued by the monkeys.
Literally, it's a bad feeling.
It is.
Really, I don't use it a lot, but if I have to, I have to. But in my opinion, without that charge, it's pretty useless.
It sucks without the turbocharger. Let's be honest about that, guys. It sucks without the turbocharger. It does. It sucks.
It really does. It really sucks.
But
without the charge, you're gonna be killed instantly.
Now, what we're gonna do is, well, you know what? Since we only have one left, we can actually finish off the energy-based weapons. Let me go ahead and demonstrate the Spitfire, the Devotion, and then we'll jump over to the Longbow. But this is the other LMG on the game, guys. And like the Havoc, it takes a turbocharger on it. Without the turbocharger, this is what you get, guys. It has a spin-up time. It takes a little bit to get going. Fully auto. But you put that turbocharger on it, guys, and man, oh man. So check this out. It goes from 0 to 100 real quick, just like Drake says, guys. There are only two LMG weapons. I said Drake. There are only two LMG weapons on the game: the Devotion and the Spitfire. The Devotion is the other LMG. It's an LMG energy-based weapon. If you have a turbocharger on it, this weapon is OP, guys. It is OP. It has 44 base shots in the clip. Before they now that's after because they've now removed energy-based weapon cartridges where you could get extra ammo in them. So, but anyway, if you find this weapon, guys, like most of the other weapons that take attachments, you're gonna want a barrel stabilizer on it, and you're gonna want a stock on it. And the icing on the cake will be that turbocharger if you find this weapon. It is OP, and it will definitely win you some fights. So, you know, just a quick little explanation on the last of the energy weapons. So let's jump over to the Longbow sniper rifle, and Tasha's gonna tell you. Red Vinyl's gonna tell you guys about that one.
Me personally, I have not used this gun in forever. The last time I actually did, I ended up losing the fight anyways. But it's an okay gun, just to like do a like long distance sniping and stuff. But you have to also kind of remember that. I mean, obviously I'm pretty good at it, but if you're not used to the kick, because without the stock and all, it's got a really hard kick.
It got a, oh man, it kicks like a mule, guys. So I'm gonna demonstrate a shot just like Tasha's doing for people watching my stream. That's the headshot. Do you see that kick? Let me put the stock on it, and let's see if the kick gets how much it gets minimized. That is that there's some minimalization there. That actually works. And you know, like all weapons, you got a level 1, level 2, or level 3 stock. The level 3 stock is always going to be the best.
It's not so hard as it was, but especially when you're in a close-up range, you're gonna pretty much miss your opponent like a couple of times. That's why I really suggest this gun being the best sniper. But even with sniping, you have to always make sure you time your shots right. Because obviously accidentally missing in one of those, I miscalculated.
So this weapon's base magazine capacity.
This is one of those guns you have to actually use.
You have to get used to it. You have to get used to it. Yeah. This weapon's base magazine capacity.
With that kick being there, you're gonna miss your opponent, and somebody's gonna sneak up behind you and fuck you up.
Absolutely, but that's with any weapon, regardless. But this weapon's base magazine capacity, when you very first get it, I do believe without the extended heavy mag, let's see what that is. It's 6, and if you have a purple extended heavy mag, it's gonna take it up to 12 shots. I do believe the level 1 extended heavy mag will raise it up to 8, somewhere between 8 and 10, I do believe. I think it's 8, and I think the level 2 is 10. So, you know, 12 shots in the clip is pretty good. And if you have all the attachments, the recoil and aim drift are not gonna be so bad. But let's take a look at the aim drift right now. And I have the purple stock attached and the barrel stabilizer. So if you look, guys, I'm aiming at the drone, the dummy, and I have no aim drift whatsoever. Let me take the stock off and let's see if that changes. Yep, there's some aim drift there, absolutely. So you may have to compensate. You may have to compensate for that aim drift. Most definitely. But when you shoot, the weapon is gonna jerk without those attachments on it. So you always want to make sure that anytime you pick up a weapon, no matter what weapon it is, know what attachments go to that weapon, and be on the lookout for those attachments, whether they're level 1, or level 2, or level 3, or level 4. It doesn't matter. Attachments make any weapon perform better in the game. Always remember that, guys. Okay? So that was the longbow and the energy weapons. So having said that, we're going to go ahead and end this video, and we're going to move on to the next video, which will be shotguns. Take it easy, guys.
My favorite.
All right. Later, guys.